Should we change up the intro?
Should we?
I don't know.
Do you have any ideas?
Nope. Hello. Oh, yeah, that was bad. I sounded like Mrs. Doubtfire.
A little bit.
Hello. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey y'all. Wow. That was awful.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yay.
So there's not too many new things in the library going on this month, is there?
No.
Not new.
Which I suppose is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know?
We started this pod at a wild time of change, and
Yeah.
we're very used to having a lot of things to talk about.
A lot of drama.
There.
Not anymore.
But there is, if you tuned in to our last podcast, our mid-month with Marcus, you would learn.
Mark and the Funky Bunch.
You would have known that the Tuesday night movies are coming back.
Oh, I was gonna.
Is there a? Nope.
Okay. That's
the
what
one.
I was looking for. Didn't want to make the mistake you made. But yeah, movie nights are happening Tuesday nights.
We'll be starting in April, so April 5th is the first one?
Yeah. April 5th at 6:30 at the East Hills branch.
Yeah, the movies start right around 6:30. The doors open right around 6.
Yep.
Bob Schultz is your host, and Mark makes the popcorn.
The infamous popcorn. We have some fun movies coming up. April 5th is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's a good one to open
Starting with a classic.
Have you seen that movie?
Nope. Ask me if I've seen anything on this list, and I will say one. You can guess which one.
Okay.
April 12th, Casablanca. Is that how you say that?
That is how you say it.
Wow.
A super classic.
Hire me, Oscars. I'm ready to host. Or not. That was wild.
I thought Amy Schumer did pretty well.
Their like opening monologue with what's her name, Wanda Sykes and
I love Wanda Sykes.
Regina Hall. Is that who the other one was?
Uh-huh.
Their opening monologue was hilarious.
Yeah, Regina Hall in Scary Movie and Scary Movie 2.
So funny.
And the other ones, but those two in particular really gets me.
They made a joke about, they were like, it was cheaper to hire 3 women instead of just one male host, and I was dying laughing. So yeah. But excited for this movie. April 19th, we're premiering Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's the newest Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, I didn't know that it had been rebooted.
It has the kid from Stranger Things.
Oh.
Doesn't it?
The one with the teeth?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know his name, but I know he has
Same.
a teeth thing.
And he's adorable.
Sure.
And he's in it. And then April 26th, another classic, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
That's a classic.
That's the one I've seen out of the whole list. I don't watch movies, though. You know that. I don't watch anything.
Yeah, I've never seen Casablanca.
Never seen it.
Or the new Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that one just came out in 2021, it said. So it's like brand spanking new.
Yeah. They do that, maybe once a month, once every other month. There's a
brand new
really new movie that they'll show.
Yeah. So that's super exciting. We've got movies. We're sticking with the take and makes. We've got, a teen take and make, some wizarding wands, which I'm going to sign myself up for. Actually, Molly, if you're listening to this, just send me one so I don't have to do the walk of shame and put my name on that list and say I'm 18. What else do we have going on? Lots of book clubs. The Friends Book Club is happening downtown. We've got some teen and tween book clubs. We've got Jenny's Afternoon Tea Book Club. Mm-hmm. Jenny's Virtual Cozy Mystery Book Club. All the clubs.
A lot of clubs.
A lot of clubs. So sticking with the same stuff, but implementing some new stuff. Bringing back some classics. I don't know why I keep saying classic like that, but it's fun. So yeah, lots of stuff happening here. But it's still mellow, which we like.
It's still mellow.
Yeah. No drama, no library drama.
Oh, sure.
You know?
Yeah. No
You know?
drama. It just has been busy.
Which is so nice.
Yeah.
Back to normal.
Pretty much.
Sort of.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
There
Mark.
might be a variant on its way, but you know.
Whatever. We will deal with that when it gets here. Just like we have with the other 47 variants. Yeah. Mark said all of his popcorn stuff was expired when he came down here.
Yeah, we didn't think about the fact that popcorn expires.
Right.
Because, you know, it's just like hard little kernels. Why would they expire?
I also never look at the expiration date on that. That's one of those like pantry staples where you just pull it out and pop it in the microwave. So now I feel like I should be checking that now that I've been made aware.
I mean, if it tastes fine, it tastes fine.
Right. As long as it's not a dairy product, really.
Yeah, even then. Give it a smell.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, you know when... Have you ever had bad milk?
I avoid dairy.
Because you'll know when the milk's bad.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it touches any part of your body, your lips, your tongue, whatever it is, whatever it touches first, you will be like, wow.
Wow, this is garbage.
That milk is spoiled.
Ugh. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So what's going on in your life? Anything?
Just looking for a place to live.
I was hoping you'd bring that up. I didn't want to put you on the spot.
Yeah, once I've always had this plan of when I finish my master's degree to get my own place to live.
Sure.
Been saving money up, living with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm about at the end of my rope.
That's fair. That is really fair.
But there is also a very wild renting market.
Right.
At this point in time. And people want a lot of money for very little.
This is also true. I'm telling you, you can buy the house next to my new house. There are two. There's one on each side. You can pick whatever side of my house you want to see every morning. I wish you would.
Yeah, that's an investment I'm not ready to make at this time.
That's fair. Same, honestly, but here we are. But we could have one big backyard. That's the one thing I keep focusing on. Just one huge fence. It sounds so cute.
I don't know if the HOA would approve.
Probably not. But, you know, they're probably not going to approve with a lot of things that go on in my yard. So might as well add a mega fence.
I'm really unsure of, like, the authority of an HOA to start with. I mean, what do they fine you? Like, what do they do?
And I'm like, who is it? You know, is it my neighbor?
Yeah.
So is my neighbor
like
coming
people...
over and waving and then going inside and narking on me via email?
Yeah.
Because that's not cool.
To your other neighbor. It's a...
Right. It just seems a little catty.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, though. I feel like maybe I should join the HOA.
I feel like you're going to, because that's what you do.
I just want to take it over, which is like my method for like most things in my life. It's like I'm just going to take it over. And I have no reason to want to take over this HOA. I literally have no idea who's on. Is there a board?
Usually, yeah.
I do love the idea of being on a board. It sounds great. I would add it to my email signature. Put my name, HOA board president of my neighborhood. I don't think that would make me very well liked around here.
Well, maybe not in your neighborhood, but who here cares? Yeah.
I feel like that's a reason to judge people. If I saw that in somebody's email signature, I'd be like, really? It would be funny though. Speaking of my house, they're putting hardwood floors in right now.
Yeah.
Like a week and a half early.
Wow.
I know.
This house has really been thrown together.
It looks like a house. It's wild.
That must be, you've got walls.
Yeah.
You've got floors now.
I know. I can't wait to go
now
over
you just
there.
Need, like, what, cabinets and things?
Yeah, cabinets and like finishing touches, and we're done. Because they're doing the trim today too.
It's painted already?
Well, they're painting that next week. Nope, 2 weeks.
They're painting it once it's all in there?
Yeah, seems a little risky.
Interesting.
They apparently like to live on the edge. I would have painted it right now. Then you really don't have to get in the lines, you know?
Yeah.
slap some hardwood over that, carpet over it, and you're done.
Yeah. You gonna have carpet in the bedrooms?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, carpet in the bedrooms.
Yeah.
I only have hardwood floors in the formal living room when you first walk in,
Mm-hmm.
and then the kitchen.
Okay.
Downstairs, in like that rec room area we built down there has carpet, and then upstairs all has carpet too.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I'm really worried about my kids scratching up the hardwoods.
You just need the hardwoods for like when people first walk in and they're just like, oh wow, they have
Wow,
hardwoods.
fancy. And then you see my carpet that's like stained and the cats are chewing pieces of it. And yeah, Hadley, when we were shut down, like when the pandemic started and everything was at home, including dance classes, Hadley did a tap class on Zoom and did it on the hardwood floors at our old house and scratched him up. Something fierce.
Yeah, tap shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know.
I clearly did
metal
not.
bottoms.
Yeah, it was not great. After she finished, I was like, "What happened?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, duh."
Yeah, you gotta find a piece of linoleum from one of those construction sites and just
harbor it in the garage.
Whenever she needs it, toss it on the carpet. And tip tap on the linoleum.
They redid the dance floors at her dance studio and sold pieces of it for like $30, and I bought a piece.
Oh wow!
Before we moved, so if we ever have to do, knock on wood, if we ever get locked down again, and we're dancing from home, I've got a dance floor. I plan on just like having it out for them because both of the girls dance, obviously, pretty competitively. So. Mackenzie literally Hadley in her mind. Just always competitive. Oh, yeah. So what's going on in library news?
Well, there's not a lot of new news.
Okay.
But we are the book challenges and the political environment of the book challenges is really escalating.
I wish we had a boo button.
Oh no.
Boo. We're not cheering for book banning or politics.
Yeah. So I told Kelsey I had some stories about book banning and didn't tell her what they were because they are wild.
I'm so excited and nervous.
So I saw this article, I believe it was in Library Journal, about the escalation of the book challenges. And it points out, as we've said before, book banning and book challenges and censorship and all those sorts of things are not new to libraries, but the intensity and how widespread they are and the number of books that are trying to be banned and the organization of people trying to ban them, it's all just become much more intense.
Yeah.
And so one thing that has really changed in an important way in this effort, we talked once, this is the least bad story. We talked once about the process, like once a book is challenged, how you go about resolving that dispute.
Okay.
So it is in Lafayette, Louisiana. They have...
I'm already nervous. As soon as you mention the South, I'm like, this is not going to be good.
They have a process where there's 3 quote-unquote random people, and it's 1 board member and 2 staff members who decide if the book fits within their collection development policy or not.
Okay.
And they each get a vote, and so obviously whichever, takes 2 votes to override the 1.
Yeah.
And so there was recently been a book challenge by a certain citizen who challenged 2 books. And in each of these challenges, the 2 staff members voted to keep the book, and the board member voted to get rid of the book.
Okay.
And if that happens, if the person who made the challenge isn't satisfied because it wasn't removed, they can then bring it before the full board and the public and have a vote on it. So they did that with their first challenge, and it was still retained by the board.
Do you know the title?
The titles were... I'll have to look in here.
Sorry.
For a moment.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I remember that they were both in here. Blah, blah, blah. The first one was This Book is Gay by Juno Dawson, and the other was The V Word by Amber J. Kaiser.
Okay.
So, as we said before, 99% of these challenges either have to do with LGBTQ books or racial politics books.
Correct.
Generally for younger audiences, even YA, if not children's materials. So, in response to this fact that they were not able to ban the books, the board has voted to change the review policy.
Oh my God.
So now there will be 2 board members and 1 staff member, which will be reviewing the books. So this is just, and this is why it's important to kind of pay attention. You don't always have a say in things like local library politics. For instance, like here, our board members are just appointed by the mayor. You can choose the mayor, but after that, there's not a lot of say. But there are places where there's far more democratic control over who ends up on the library board. But this is what I mean by it's changing in intensity. It's no longer just people challenging books. It's now, structures changing so that these book challenges and bans can be more effective.
And that, it just all kind of snowballs here into, and when I say here, I mean St. Joe, as in, like you said, we don't really have any say over who is on our board, but we do have a say in who's the mayor. So that's, realizing that these local elections that seem small and seem like they don't matter actually do.
Yeah.
Because it affects so many things in your day-to-day life that you may not realize if you don't take the time to do your research.
Yeah. And that's a lot to ask.
Yeah, I honestly just voted in my first local election, I think, and it was just like the primaries or whatever they call them with local elections. And it was the first time I actually got involved in local politics, and mostly for this reason.
Yeah, you want to make sure your voice is heard, and that's one of the reasons why these challenges are being so effective, is because if people aren't tuned into their local politics, you can make big changes in the smaller areas like this a lot easier. Getting something through the U.S. Congress, when's the last time that happened?
Right.
But getting something passed on a city council happens, 4 times a week.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
And that's the thing. Like, if it hasn't affected something in your life, it will. These issues, something's going to arise, and it will affect your day-to-day life. So that's why it's just so important.
Yeah.
Get out.
Whatever you have to say, make your voice heard.
Yes. Do your research.
You can.
Research.
Because this is an area where you really can make a big difference.
Right.
Not that many people vote in their local elections.
No.
Your vote really will make a difference.
Yes.
Now for the more upsetting story.
Okay, well, that one really upset me, so I cannot wait.
So on to the next level of political bodies. In Indiana. This is the Indiana State Legislature. So there is a Senate bill. It's called Senate Bill 17 that has just passed the Education Committee, which means it will, I'm assuming, I don't know Indiana law exactly, but assuming it will now go to a floor vote. It passed 9-4 on party lines. So this is a bill, and I'm quoting now from a change.org petition. It was linked to in the news website. So this is a bill that would allow school and public librarians, to be criminally prosecuted for books considered to be quote-unquote harmful to children, including items that contain obscenity, violence, or pornography, although there has been no written definition of what is considered harmful. So,
I
they
don't.
they are trying to make it legal to criminally prosecute, which means like the state would be coming and charging you. It would be Indiana versus Kelsey. It's not like some, Yahoo off the street comes in and says, I'm going to sue you. This would give the state the power to prosecute you for those materials.
Okay. I'm just speaking for myself here. And I'm going to be real honest. These issues that these individuals have such a problem with are so important. And as a teen librarian, I think I am willing to say that if this ever came here and this was a situation in Missouri, that I don't think that would scare me away from having these materials in my collection. Throw me in jail. I don't care. The teens need it. Like, I just did school visits at a local middle school.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I'd been there, honestly, since I started in this position working with teens. So 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. And really the first big thing I've done post-pandemic. And it was shocking how badly the teens need libraries and librarians and books.
And they didn't know about it.
They had no idea about any of the services we provide or any of the services just a public library in general supplies. So, I'm like a little fired up and passionate about that since it's so fresh in my brain from seeing all of these kids. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that bill. Like they pointed out, it's one of those things that's really hard to, it doesn't even define what is harmful.
Yeah.
It doesn't, would a prosecutor bring a case against a school librarian? Under what circumstances would they do that? It's just that we're seeing things happen at the point here is we're seeing things happen at a much larger scale than we have before regarding children's education in general.
Right.
And, public libraries' role in it in particular. We're usually a bit more forgotten than we have been recently, and the press hasn't been great. But, there's two sides. Every person that wants to ban a book, there's other people that will fight just as hard to keep that book. So. Yeah.
I know our director, Mary Beth Revels, just got back from PLA, which was in Portland, right? And I don't know if you've read her recap yet, but she talked about how, I believe it was the ALA was said in the next coming weeks, there's going to be like a big hullabaloo about book banning and like support of public libraries. And she said in there, whoever was talking, I think it was ALA, but I may be misquoting her, but, they spoke about how it seems like there are a lot of people out there who want to ban books, but the majority of Americans don't.
Yes.
So that's what we need to remember.
Yes.
And they're going to start a big movement in our favor in the coming weeks.
And that's why it's really important, because for all of the, for however organized, however widespread across the country these issues are, it is just a very small number of people.
Right.
But because they're doing it at this local level, they don't need to have that much influence to get something changed at their local level. So if you want to support things, look into it. We don't have any of these issues here in St. Joseph right now, but they could be coming.
Right. And yeah, keep an eye out for this, some action coming from those big library associations, because it's coming.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was ALA.
It could have been PLA since that was the conference.
I think it was ALA.
I have no idea.
I'm going to try to find it.
And then I forgot about this news story, but this will also probably infuriate you.
Great.
In relation, so this isn't a book banning, but it is a children's and book related legislative action. So this one is, again, at the state level in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
The bill is House Bill 4014, and it's a parents' rights bill trying to stop students from reading quote-unquote graphic materials. And what it would do is require school librarians to hand over a list of all of the books that their child has checked out from the school.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
And this is one of them that it isn't a problem to start with.
Yeah.
As they point out in this article, is like, especially at a school, it can be a little bit different at a public library,
Mm-hmm.
but like for us, the parent is the decider
Yeah.
of who, until you're 17,
Right.
of if you get a card, and if that parent, it's really up to the parent's discretion.
Mm-hmm.
If that parent wants to hold on to the card and only let the child check out when they, or if they just want to give their kid the card and let them, go to the library when they want. It's really up to you. But as they point out in this article, there hasn't appeared to be any single time that a parent has been denied the access to what their child has checked out on their card.
Right.
From these school libraries.
Mm-hmm.
And the person who is introducing this bill has said that they heard about it once.
Mm-hmm.
So
Seems like a reason to create a lot of drama.
yeah.
Oh,
So there's just a lot of, and
dear.
so just keep in mind, it's
happening everywhere.
It happened all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening in local spots, and now it's even happening in state legislatures. So just something to be aware of.
I found Mary Beth's in her report. It was ALA, and it says American Library Association staff who encouraged librarians to report challenges to ALA, ask for support, and reminded us of good marketing support from the library's Transform website. And she stated that they also shared that most Americans are against book banning and that there will be a national campaign supporting libraries and condemning book banning in the coming weeks. So this is coming out of ALA. So keep an eye out if that's something you're passionate about. And obviously, if you're listening to this, you probably are. Otherwise, you're on the wrong podcast.
Yes.
But please keep listening.
Listen anyway.
Maybe we'll talk about true crime or something. I don't know. You got to wait until the end. Oh, man. I hate all that. It just makes me so sad and angry and
Wasn't a lot of good news there other than the fact that none of these things are complete yet.
Right.
They are just in the process. But that's when you need to be watching out for them, because once they are complete, it's a lot harder to get them removed.
Well, and as we've noticed from other larger issues regarding politics right now, a lot of times, one state will put something in motion and another state will agree and start their own, bills and things like that, and lots of copycat things going on. So
yes,
it could happen here anytime.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
So, you have any book recommendations, Kelsey?
Let's lighten the mood. Do I ever?
Will it lighten the mood? Will it be a nice,
No, I've
light,
read
fun
some.
romp?
I've read a couple cute ones. Actually, no, 2 of them are really dark. First, like I said, I finally succumbed to book talk.
Yes.
AKA book TikTok.
Uh-huh.
So this is all the rage with the youths. And they all talk about all these books and, like, you know, people make TikToks.
Is it youths?
I don't really know.
Because the only book talk people I've seen are
millennials
around my age.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, but book talk is basically, I think we've talked about it on the podcast before, haven't we? Maybe just last month. Wow.
Yeah, something.
Okay, anyways, but these
if you don't know, if you're not on TikTok, get on TikTok.
Yeah. You know, people are making TikToks that are based around book recommendations, things they are reading, and a lot of them we're seeing patterns in the library world of books that people are recommending over and over and over again on TikTok, and that's where this book talk is whatever originating. One very large author is Colleen Hoover.
Yes.
So her books have been on hold every single day when I get here. There is a stack of Colleen Hoovers going out the door to somebody.
Yep.
So I checked one in on Friday and it didn't have a hold on it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I read it in one day.
Oh, wow.
And it was so good.
Oh, great.
So this book is called Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. And it's about Morgan Grant and her 16-year-old daughter, Clara. They kind of have, you know, a typical mother-daughter relationship when you're in your teen years. Gets kind of rocky. And, but then, you know, the one person who pulls them together is Clara's father and Morgan's husband. But then a terrible accident happens and a lot of family scandal unfolds.
Okay.
And it is wild. It read like a movie.
Okay.
So I highly recommend it. Again, Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. Yeah, I couldn't put it down. Which hasn't happened in a long time.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to go back and forth, I guess?
Yeah.
You're staring at me.
Yeah, your turn.
Well, I've got a Hitler one.
Okay.
It's called The Gallery of Miracles and Madness, Insanity, Modernism, and Hitler's War on Art. Very interesting little book. It's about how much Hitler hated modern art and the sort of things that he did to associate it with, like, mental illness.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And honestly, anything from World War II checks out really well here.
Right.
But this one's in a different section than most of them because it's actually in the art section. Because it's really it's not an art history book, but it's an art in history book. But I just want people to know about it because it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Interesting time, an interesting thing that most people, I think, don't know so much about.
Well, and a very interesting take on the whole, you know, Holocaust situation.
Yes.
You don't ever hear about art in regards to Hitler.
Other than his failed painting.
I honestly don't know what you're talking about.
He was a painter.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Ew.
I think he was fully rejected from art school, but
Good.
no matter whatever happened, he did not make it to art school.
Well.
And then he became a fascist dictator.
Well.
So.
You know.
Historic parallels. You can make them if you want.
Sure. The next book I read is also another popular book talk author, now that I'm thinking of it. And she's
really?
like recently blown up.
That's the thing with the book talk is like, it's almost never like brand new stuff.
No,
that
it's like stuff that, yeah.
Like 2010.
Yeah, Regretting You came out like, let me see if they have.
That was your Colleen Hoover.
Yeah. It was published. I can't even remember. Jenny read it 2 years ago, according to Goodreads. Like, it's not a new book by any means.
Yeah, because the one that's popular from her that I remember was from 2011.
Yeah.
Verity. It's 11 or 12.
I read that book. That book's terrible.
Oh.
We'll talk about that another day. So I read a book by Lucy Foley. She's a very popular thriller mystery writer right now. And I actually read her newest book. It's called The Paris Apartment. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't love it. I gave it 2.5 stars out of 5.
Okay.
Which isn't great. It's about a girl who she has some like run-ins with the law. So she decides to take a break from life and she goes to Paris to stay with her half-brother, Ben. And when she gets there, Ben is missing.
Okay.
But it just has like a very large cast. Like, you know those books where there are just too many people and you can't keep them straight and you don't know who's who? That's exactly what this was. So
Is there a picture of the cover on there?
Yeah,
because I feel like
you'll know it.
I feel like this sounds. I don't know it.
Oh, well, it's really popular right now here at the library.
think I'm thinking there have been a bunch of like woman in Paris things recently, but they're all like again World War II like stories.
Yeah.
The Paris librarian. I think there's one that's the Paris librarian.
The Auschwitz librarian, I think.
Well,
the librarian of Auschwitz.
That also was.
The tattooist of Auschwitz. Wow.
I think both of those.
Okay, well,
actually exist, but the librarian one's newer.
Okay, because there's the tattooist of Auschwitz that's really popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. It was.
Have you read any other Foley?
No, and Margie recently read one by her and also had the same feeling. She came in the next morning, was like, this was awful. So I don't know. I just wasn't super impressed, but it was really fast paced. So if you're looking for a fast paced thriller.
How many pages? Or that's not the one you read in one day. How many pages is the one you read in one day?
Quite a few. It was
And did you read it in a book or on your Kindle?
In a book, paperback.
Okay.
366 pages.
That's a lot to read in one day.
I know. It was really good though. I stayed up a little later than I normally do.
Oh, 8:45?
8:30. No, I think I stayed up until 10 o'clock. So, yeah. I don't know. Lucy Foley, I'll give you another shot, girl.
Okay.
Just not right now.
Okay.
I got too many books checked out.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
Well, I wanted to bring further attention to our gardening section.
Okay.
It's actually probably our most popular section, but spring has sprung. It is officially spring as of March 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like this.
March 20th? It's spring right now?
It's spring right now.
It's cold.
I know.
What the heck? All right, go ahead. Sorry.
We're 10 days into spring, and it's still pretty chilly.
Yeah, what the heck?
But we're going to probably do a display at some point with all of these brand new gardening books, but I've been getting a lot because people really love them.
Yeah.
And, all different kinds. Like, people even love soil books. They just, go out like hotcakes. But I have this series from DK, which is like, the publisher of your childhood for nonfiction stuff.
Okay.
And they have a grow series that has, I think I have 4 of them right now. This one I brought with me is Houseplants. But I remember there was also one for like pruning and propagating. Mm-hmm. And then there was one for vegetables and one for, blah, 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 blah. And I just got 2 more, but they're just full of really cool.
Yeah, I like the pictures.
Nice pictures.
I'm not into gardening, but I like that.
And yeah, this one's houseplant. I don't really do gardening, but I do houseplants.
That's gardening to me. Anything green.
Air plants? Mm-mm. You don't even have to put them in dirt.
Oh,
just give them a spritz of water once a month-ish or something like that.
That's more up my alley.
Yeah, they just look like, they kind of look like this. Like this,
Oh, okay.
But they like almost don't have a stem. Mm-hmm. Just give them a spritz of water every once in a while, and you're good to go.
That's like me. You give me a spritz of water once a month, and the rest of the time I'm running on pure caffeine and basically nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, come in and check out our gardening books because we have a lot of them.
We also have a seed library right now.
Yes, we were hoping to do a display. We had a lot of displays in March.
Yeah.
We had the March Madness. We had the art competition, which come by to see the winner of the art competition, right?
Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about that at the end.
Okay.
So I'll bring it up.
So hopefully we'll get to do a display with the gardening books and some more seeds.
Nice. Yeah, our good pal Sarah has been working real hard. Sarah and Robbie.
She has gotten...
Who doesn't listen to the podcast still.
She has moved a lot of seeds.
Yeah, she has. That. I was surprised yesterday. The box was almost empty, and I was like, "Oh."
I asked her about it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I did like 4,000."
Oh my!
And I was
gosh.
like, "What?"
She is wild. She is so wild. Yeah, she was just back there working on them yesterday, and I was like, put your headphones on, and just get in the groove. I'm trying to get her to listen to Harry Styles. I need someone. I need someone to stand Harry Styles with me.
I like Harry Styles. I don't know any of his music except for that Watermelon Sugar song. Which I do think is catchy.
Yeah, it's great. His whole album is fantastic. He has a new album coming out in April this month. Okay, real quick. Last book I read was When You Get the Chance by Emma Lord. This is a YA rom-com, but it centers around Broadway.
Oh.
My favorite thing on the planet. So lots of Broadway references, lots of Mamma Mia references. So if you are a Broadway fan, I recommend When You Get the Chance by Emma Lord. It's really cute and light.
Any romance?
Yeah, a little romance. A little show business. God, I need to get off this podcast really fast. I'm going downhill. So yeah, When You Get the Chance by Emma Lord. Okay. Cute. Okay.
So are there any, it sounds like you want to highlight a couple programs that are happening?
Yeah, we've got some knitting going on at the downtown branch. This is with Jen. What day of the week is that? The 31st. So it's every Thursday at 2 p.m. downtown. We've got a children's take and make that's a seed kit. So while you're here, you can
seeds.
Yeah, it's on April 1st, so this Friday. So when you hear this, drive super fast. Drive the speed limit to the East Hills branch. Pick up some seeds for your kiddos and pick up some of our books about plants.
So Jennifer Sanders Tutt, who is our local history librarian, she's going to be putting on a virtual program on Zoom. So it will require, you'll need to go onto the calendar and put in a request for the registration. But she's going to be talking with the author, and I hate to butcher his name, but we just don't know how to say it. It's Jim DeFelice.
Looks right to me.
Something like that. I apologize profusely. His book, West Like Lightning, The Brief and Legendary Ride of the Pony Express. He's going to be on Zoom with Jennifer talking about the Pony Express and other, really interesting local history things. And people love the local history stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's super popular in the nonfiction and in all of our programming. So just make sure if you are interested in that, you'll just need to go on and register for the Zoom session. And it looks like he is also the author is going to be doing some other events around town. So if you maybe want to hear him somewhere else, just go onto our calendar and all the information about it is on there.
Awesome. And then happening on April 4th, which is Monday at 4:30, we briefly spoke about the art contest. So this is taking place then. That's the award ceremony. You do need to register so we know we have enough snacks for you. But yeah, Monday, April 4th at 4:30 here at East Hills. And then
we aren't back to having in-person Pokemon Club yet.
Yes.
But there's going to be a really incredible to-go kit for the Pokemon Club.
Oh, yeah. Sarah's been working on that one.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool things in it.
Yep.
And it's going to be just one per person while supplies last. So on April 20th, you're going to want to come in and get one because she's going to make a lot because she's Sarah.
Yes, but she will run out.
But there will be a limited number.
Yeah, we always run out of those.
So if you are interested in a Pokemon Club to Go kit, come by probably in the morning of April 20th.
And then the last program we wanted to highlight is the Encanto interactive movie. So Encanto is the newest Disney movie. It's a hit.
Huge hit.
Just won a couple Oscars the other night too. But we are hosting an interactive sing-along viewing. So whether you've seen it 1 or 100 times, this interactive movie experience will be magical. So I know Elizabeth's been working hard to get some...
Yeah, it's going to be like a 4D experience.
Yes.
Where, people sneeze on you or whatever.
That's awful. We promise we won't sneeze on you.
I remember that because the only one I've ever seen is that, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
And it, the dog sneezes at one point, and I got sprayed with water, and I was, 5 years old.
Yeah. They have that Bug's Life
Yes.
interactive thing at Disney World where you're on the
and the seat
bench
pokes you.
and it stings you. Anyway, so
we won't be stinging anymore.
No stinging or sneezing. This is happening April 23rd at 1 p.m. at East Hills. It is open to all ages, but you do have to register every single person in your group because
we have limited seating.
Yeah, and we also have a prop bag that we're going to be prepping that you will receive when you get here to help assist with the 4D effects.
Yes, it'll be quite an experience.
Yeah.
And looks like it's going to be pretty popular. So
all the flyers were gone yesterday, and she set them out yesterday.
Yeah.
So
that was the second or third round of flyers.
Make sure you register real soon because it's going to be hopping.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, otherwise, lots of fun programs.
Yep.
We're not going to list
Check
them all.
out the calendar. I'll put the link to it in the podcast description.
Yay.
Thanks, Mary Beth, for suggesting we put links in descriptions.
I love your advice every week. Every week we get an email from Mary Beth that says, listen to the podcast. You guys are great. Here's what I would suggest. Okay, got it.
It's always good stuff.
Always.
Although with the YouTube, it's weird to put the... They don't like hyperlinks.
YouTube.
Which is terrible.
I know. Such a pain.
So we'll fix it for the YouTube edit.
All right. Well, it's been real.
And
we'll see.
We'll I'm sure we'll get to a regularly scheduled mid-month episode. We were a little late.
Yeah.
Because we were so busy.
We will try our best to be there mid-month on the dot, whatever that is. Okay. Bye.